All right, here's part 2 of Adult Protection Report. This is the statement of the accused person, 5/21/18 at 10:35 a.m. I met accused victim on May the 11th through mutual friends at the movies. It's slightly incorrect, it was May 17th. I saw accused victim a couple of days later at the same movie with a significant other or someone that she was dating. We met on June 30th for coffee with a mutual friend. Accused victim invited us over for coffee and tea. After the coffee dates, I was interested in spending some alone time with AV, and I thought she was with me. Around midnight, AV and I went back to her place, and I think she invited me there. I don't think that doesn't mean anything, so we spent from approximately midnight to 5:30. Basically, I walked him home right around 4:50, so close. We spent from approximately midnight to 5:30 to 6 in her place, and we shared a lot of intimate details about our lives. There was mutual contact by both of us. That included holding each other in our arms, and that's when he's initiating that stuff. He says the fulcrum, I don't know what he means by that, of the 5 to 6 hour evening was briefly when we were on the couch and we were holding each other briefly. It's when he pulls me down to the couch. We looked into each other's eyes like, are we going to do something or not? That's not what was going on. And we both kind of sighed as neither of us said anything. Then we spent another hour and a half continuing to talk. AB talked about groping, and I did a couple of times, reach out and touch her thigh. I remember that specifically on the couch, whether it was in that time we ended up holding each other. But I didn't, reach out and touch accused victims or alleged victim's thigh. And at one point I had my legs on her lap. I have a very specific memory of alleged victim's legs on my lap, talking, and I might have reached out and touched her calf. Alleged victim had a very specific allegation about me pinning her down and rubbing an erection on her. I have no memory of that, and I don't believe it happened on the couch. I was practically falling off the couch because he had thrown me so violently. I offered to talk more about this with alleged victim via email, and she never followed up. I didn't feel safe around him. I do have a very specific memory of us on the floor with glasses off, and at one point we had our arms around each other. He says I wanted to kiss him a little, and she wanted to kiss. And he wanted to kiss her a little. I don't know what he means. Thinking back, I may have initiated some tussling or playful wrestling. I do think the tussling probably happened. I don't have a clear memory of it, though. And I did, with it says AP's legs on my lap are reaching out. Accused party, or I have wrestled playfully with partners in the past. Alleged victim says that I rubbed my genitals on her, and I have no memory of, and I don't think I really did rub my genitals on her at all. That would have been something that if we were making out, if we had gotten to the point where we were kissing and making out, which it never did. I don't recall having an erection at any point. It wasn't that charged, I don't think. I was pouring my heart out about my relationships, and that is when I told alleged victim about my sexually transmitted disease. I remember saying things to alleged victim like, I don't want to be too forward, or is this too much? It was sort of like a yellow light situation. I view the interaction as very positive. A very positive 10-hour date, but it was with Brenda. It was Brenda's date with him. I was there so she felt comfortable. And I have positive memories. And that next day I wrote her an email to thank the alleged victim for her understanding and compassion. I don't consider anything about that night assaultive at all. It was just caring and talking. It was just caring and talking, and wrestling and tussling. I did send an alleged victim an email stating that I take full responsibility for my actions. Seeing the information online and blogs created by alleged victim is very distressing, which I didn't know until my employer brought it to my attention. Alleged victim came to see me a couple of times after the incident at my place of employment, and in October she gave me a book of poetry written by my father, Steve Inning, including a poem about conscience, specifically why I wanted, as well as the one about people who call police pigs. I wanted him to see that one, because he did that. She gave me a book of poetry and invited me to her housewarming party, which he misunderstands. That means more like, why don't you talk to my boyfriend about what you attacked me? Alleged victim also posted a YouTube video that I just learned of 10 days ago, and the video is just damning to me, and it is just awful. I have asked that YouTube take the video down for defamation. Alright, and then there's a blank page. And then there's observation of email sent to accused party by AV dated 2/26/18. I just wanted an explanation for why you suddenly pinned me on the couch violently, impeding my movement, why your face was sinister, and why you groped me so aggressively, crushing my ribs, bruising my arm with no consent to do any such thing. You should be careful to obtain full consent. Do not mistake fear or paralysis for consent. Observation of emails sent from alleged victim from AP on 2/26/18, sent from alleged perpetrator to AV. Heart and feelings. Alleged perpetrator states to AV, thank you for taking the time to express your feelings to me, which must be difficult. I feel a lot of hurt and anguish in your letter, and I take your feelings seriously. I take full responsibility for my actions. You felt threatened and unsafe with me, and I apologize for making you feel that and trigger subsequent stress or trauma. I had no idea you thought any of our interactions ever felt aggressive or assaultive, and I am very sorry you feel this, and I apologize to you for this hurt and that you had to express it to me and others on several occasions. I have been taking time to reflect with purpose and wish us both peace and strength moving forward. Observation to Astoria Police Report. AS 201-80868 dated 3/12/18. Case taken after an officer forwarded an email from alleged victim reporting being sexually abused, harassed in her apartment 6/30/17 by accused party. 3/12/18. W1 called and spoke to AV. In summary, she was letting people know what happened, but this time she does not want a police investigation. W1 explained to AV that if she changes her mind, they would be glad to investigate the report. 5/14/18, alleged victim called stating that she wishes to follow through with making an official report. There is also an attached email to an officer recalling the events that correspond with alleged victim's witness statement. Observation of email sent by AP supervisor to Adult Protection Services dated 3/30/18. Alleged victim called and left a message reporting flirting that became groping, being pinned down and held, and that AP was on top, and that she could feel AP very sexual in nature. Alleged victim stated that alleged perpetrator said, "You don't have to worry, I don't have herpes." And that was like incorrect, but it was a mistake of theirs. It was, "I won't sleep with you. I would sleep with you, but I have herpes," is what he said. Alleged victim said this incident occurred in social situation and not in a work capacity, but he had asked me to work for Coast Radio. Alleged victim reports that a victim and alleged perpetrator met in May 2017 and the incident occurred in June 2017. Alleged victim reported to me that alleged perpetrator had offered her to volunteer for her employer. Alleged victim had contacted AP's primary supervisor, LEA, in a letter to the local Park and Recreation Board. This is my first notification regarding this incident. Alleged victim states that LEA referred the case as a sex abuse 3. Alleged victim states that AP's manager had spoken with AP and that he had emailed AV an apology letter. So. Observation of 4 YouTubes posted by AV, alleged victim, 3/30/2018 through June 14/18. Video 1. Alleged victim discusses the allegation length in the video. She explains that she and AP were talking. The victim reports brushing perpetrators alleged perpetrators hands off when he's being gropey. Victim reports that AP pins AV down and pinches, stating that he has a hard-on and is pressing it on her leg while she's being held down. Alleged victim reports that alleged perpetrator tells her that he has an STD. Alleged victim reports AP was aggressive when she was talking about abusers from the past. At some point, alleged victim says to AP, "You're dismissed." Alleged party sideswiped AV's breast like 2 or 3 times, at least, even with me like brushing it off, and then he'd do it again, and then I brush it off, then he'd do it again. The alleged victim reports that she said on numerous occasions she wanted AP to back off and that AP was physically threatening. AV remembers there being a moment of sheer terror with ribs and arms hurting and struggling and finding that she couldn't get out. Alleged party was looking at AV with a mean, sinister, controlling face during the incident. Alleged victim says that every time she sees AP, she gets a panic attack. Video 2. Alleged victim discusses additional thoughts on the incident. Alleged victim discusses that she feels that AP is predatory. Alleged victim discusses his actions leading to and throughout the incident. Discusses how she went about reporting the incident to the AP's employer and other agencies. Video 3, AV discusses the terrorizing nature of the incident and her concern about the STD. AV discusses her fear there may be future incidences. Video 4, AV states that AP tried to intimidate AV into silence. AV states that she and AP discussed the situation around 4 times. AV states that AP asked her not to tell anyone about the incident on several occasions. AV states that she didn't go to LEA immediately because she felt they wouldn't listen due to prior reports that she had made. Law enforcement agency, okay. STD, herpesology, I think is that one, is the what, H-ology. Discusses AV's thoughts and investigation of sexually transmitted diseases, discusses how she's reached out to multiple agencies regarding the assault. Alleged victim states that she felt suicidal following the incident and suffers from anxiety following the attack. Statement of investigator findings of fact. On the night of 6:30 into 7/1, alleged party groped AV and rubbed erection onto her while pinning her down. Statement of alleged victim. On multiple occasions, alleged victim did not give AP consent to the touch. Alleged perpetrator recalls the situation differently and non-assaultive, including denying that he had pinned AV down. Well, what's the tussling and wrestling? He's huge. Or that he had an erection. Alleged party describes the incident as tussling or playful wrestling. It was violent and overpowering and holding me down until I felt the sheer terror of how overpowering it was. There was no one else during the incident and no documented physical evidence. Incident occurred unable to determine. Wrongdoing is inconclusive. Alleged victim contacted LEA to report the incident 3/30/18. AV moved to another apartment to be further away from the alleged perpetrator. AV has contacted multiple state agencies and AP's employer regarding the incident. The case will be investigated by LEA and referred to DA as appropriate. Gave AV information for the harbor. And the case to be inactivated by protective services. Deviation did not make an unannounced visit to alleged victim at LEA request. Staff would supervise it. Okay.